Hi there guys, how you all doing? Hello there, how are you? So I am currently sitting in my car as the family go to the library. Thought I'd do a quick video because, as you can probably see, it's pouring down the rain at the moment and there's not a lot to do. And yesterday was an absolute nightmare of a day because I broke my phone. And my phone is what I shoot all my videos on. It's a Sony compact Z5, so it's got a really good camera in it. So it's a pretty handy bit of kit really. And now it's gone the way of the dodo. I've no idea what I did. I went down the allotment, I fed the chickens, I put some onions in. I went to pull my phone out to record what I'd done with the onions, and to call my other half to say it'd be about an hour before I got home. And all the screen was shattered. So I'm completely phoneless, so I feel completely naked because I can't call my grandparents, I can't do anything. I have to constantly borrow Sandra's phone, or I feel naked when I leave the house without a mobile phone. It's bizarre. So yeah, so I thought I'd do this little video. I've got a little Kit Vision camera which I bought from Asda for about 20 quid I think it was. I thought I'd give it a go and not really got around to using it yet. So here it is. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. I don't know what the video quality is going to be like. So this is kind of a test of the £20 Kit Vision camera. So let me know what you think, because I might be shooting on this for the next couple of months. So until then guys, speak soon.
Hi, how you doing? Hope you're okay. It's been a bit of a rubbish week. It just really has. Probably seen from the footage that I've broke my phone. Don't know if it'll work on here. I'm on my laptop at the moment. So, yeah, my phone is completely smashed. And nothing works because the screen's broke. So, yeah, it's had it. Which I'm gutted about because it was a really good phone for YouTube videos and stuff, as you can tell from before. The quality of that Kit Vision camera that I've been trying out isn't great. It's pretty grainy actually. It's actually worse than this, and this is just my FaceTime camera on the laptop. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for the next 4 months now. I have nothing other than that cheapy camera to film with. So, and I can't take my laptop down to film. So, no idea. No idea. Just bear with me. So, and I will sort something out. Hopefully. Thankfully, there's not a lot going on. Planted my onions yesterday, and have no footage to show you because camera broke. But basically, what I do is I buy the little onion sets, and then I half fill a module tray with compost. So if the trays are like that deep, I fill them to about there with compost. And then what I do is I just gently push the onion into the modules and have them in a rack. So I have like 40 onions in a tray, and I let them get well established and get a nice little root ball underneath them and big sprout coming out, and then I'll plant those out in 6 weeks time. I just find it helps them basically establish. You can just plant them straight outside, you know, sort your ground out, take away any stones, make a little hole with your finger, put the set in there, and then cover it over with something, because the birds see the little brown thing poking up and they think it's a worm, so they come, pull it out, realise it's not a worm, and then leave it, and you'll find that your onion sets will be littered all over your garden because the birds have come down and gone, oh, worm, no, not worm, and then move on to the next one, oh, worm, and they pull that one out, and it's like a carry-on film. I've actually seen it firsthand as well. It's quite amusing watching. It's normally house sparrows that do it, and they just land and they pull one out, look at it, it's like, this isn't a worm, flick their head, throw it away, hop along, pull the next one up, this isn't a worm, and they just keep going down the row until they get bored. and before you know it, you've got 40 onion sets that have all been pulled out. So it's quite amusing. So today, my seed catalogue came. I have loads of seeds. I don't really need to buy any more. What I might do is, while I'm here, I will get my box of seeds out. Bear with me. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I've actually got the rugby on in the background. It's the Wales-Scotland match. Although I'm English, and I'm not a big rugby fan actually, but I like the Six Nations. So if my head goes up, it's because someone's just scored, and Wales have just scored a try. Which, living quite close to the Welsh, I'm never quite sure whether I should support them or hate them. But as an Englishman, and it's a toss-up between Welsh and the Scottish, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to choose that. I'm only kidding, we all get along fine. Right, so this is my seed box. I have a big shoe box, and I've got size 12 feet, so this is a big box. And I've got it chocker with seeds. So I've been sorting out everything that I need to plant. So these are what I'll be planting in the next few months. Again, a lot of them are opened. I went to Wilkinson's, or Wilco as we call it in the UK. I don't know if you've got an equivalent over in Ireland and America and anywhere else. But it's like I don't know, what is Wilkinson's? It sells everything and completely random stuff that you'd never even think of. For instance, if you want to go and make your own beer and buy homebrew stuff, you go to Wilkinson's because they have a load of homebrew stuff. But then they also have a load of bird food, and they have seeds, and they have stationery, and then they have a DIY department that's got bath fittings and screws and staples. But then they've also got a cosmetics bit, and they do random perfumes and shampoos, and they do toys and cookware. But they're not. It makes it sound like it's some massive emporium and it should be huge, like IKEA. They're not. They're like tiny little shops. Well, medium-sized shops, let's say. And oh, sorry, Wales almost scored again. So they're like medium-sized shops, and you just wonder how they can get it all in. But it's completely random. You can't. They even sell like bread and some food, but you couldn't do a food shop in there. You'd end up leaving with, I don't know, a loaf of bread, a carton of milk, 50 fat balls for the robins, a pint of brew your own cider, and I don't know, a packet of pencil sharpeners. It's a random shop, but they do really good seeds. And anyway, and last year, there you go. There's a little logo. Wilco's. Last year. Well, every year, once the growing season's done, so about August, September time, all the seeds go on offer. So these were 60p. I think I paid 5p for this packet of seeds. And the date on the back is 2019. So I stocked up and I bought loads. They're not all from Wilkinson's. Obviously, you got Mr. Fothergill as well, which I really like. I follow them on Twitter. They're really good on Twitter, actually. They're ask them a question, they get back to you almost instantly. I don't know who the marketing team is. Geeky. My background is advertising and marketing, but whoever does the marketing for those guys, spot on. I've also got a few Thompson and Morgan seeds to grow. I do like Thompson and Morgan. To me, they're almost ingrained into British growing, because they're what my granddad would buy normally, and I always remember the seeds kicking around, in the greenhouse and stuff. And now I tend to buy my seeds from my granddad, so he'll just say to me, "Oh, Ross, can you get me some leek seeds?" Because he doesn't use the internet, so I'll order him some. So yeah, so I've got a ruck of seeds to sow. And then I got these, which is, as you can see, mixed seeds from magazines. And again, these are things that I've had over the years that I bought a magazine because it looks interesting. It had a free packet of seeds with it, and I've got some there. So there we go. There's some purple carrot seeds. and they're not in date anymore, but I will try them with the kids and see if they grow. It's just about, I'm a hoarder, I'm a seed hoarder. What else have we got in here? Tomato seeds, they're not in date, but I guarantee you that most of them will germinate. And what else have we got? And then some cabbage seeds. And again, I'll probably grow them with kids. So, and if they don't germinate, we haven't lost anything. If a few germinate and the butterflies eat them, I don't really care. Just having a bit of fun, really. I've also got seeds that I've saved. So, get the camera up. It's a little jam jar from the National Trust. Whenever you buy cream tea, you always get a little jar of jam. I always keep the jars. So that's a load of poppy seeds in there. Hundreds of the buggers. I've got loads of poppy seeds from those oriental poppies. What else have I got? Oh, and then other things that I kept. These are pumpkin or squash seeds that my daughter saved. We can't remember because I was drying them on the windowsill and then I knocked them over and they all got mixed together. So, but again, we'll just grow them and we'll pick out the healthiest plants and we'll see what happens. And then French marigold seeds. Look how many's in here. This is from saving the seeds myself, which is so easy to do. There is literally probably hundreds of thousands of seeds in there. And I intend to make a few seed bombs and stuff and go around the local area and just plant marigolds. It smells really nice, actually. It smells a bit like roll your own tobacco. I'm not quite sure I want to smoke it though. So yeah, so that's my seed box. So while I'm in the house today, sulking over my phone, I'm going to have another sort out of my seeds. I have another sort out of my seeds and see what, get stuff ready to plant for February. My plan for February is just to start chilies indoors, and then I'm going to start onions and leeks in the next week. I sieved all my seed compost yesterday down the allotment, so I'm all good really. I've probably got about 200 litres of seed compost, which I dug out of my raised beds, riddled it off. It's a mixture of soil, horse manure, and general multi-purpose compost that I had my lettuces and things growing in last year. So I know it'll be good for starting the seeds, and it hasn't cost me a penny. As I said on one of my blog pages, I was well impressed because I went down the allotment and I saved myself about £10 by riddling my own seed compost, and then I find out I break my phone. So I saved £10 on compost and I cost myself 60 quid in a repair bill. That's if I get it repaired. So I don't know yet. So I got this book last year, I think it was. It was free in a magazine, which is quite, and it's a really handy book. If ever you get a chance to get one, they're not expensive, get one. Vegetable growing month by month. It's very wordy. Not many pictures in there, and it is a little bit old-fashioned in places. But just for telling you what to do month by month. If you're a beginner or like me, you forget. It's worth doing. See if I can find February in here. Just bear with me a second. So yeah, there's February section, which I've marked. And it's got little things like February is often the coldest winter month, although spring is just around the corner. More than any other month, what to do in February will depend on the weather. It's a month where you can be frozen solid under snow at the start, but almost pleasant by the end. The nights are drawing out, and longer days means we can start planting, but only if the weather allows. So you get the gist of it. It's just like a month by month guide for the gardener. It's kind of handy because it does go on to talk about things that are more in depth. Like a bit here, it talks about checking your pH levels in February. I don't do that, but some people do. basically tells you things that you could be eating now, so stuff that you'd, so it gives you a reminder, like, oh, for instance, I've got nothing but kale now in the garden. But if I'd have planned last year better, I could have leeks, parsnips, swedes, salsify, uh, and things like that. So, in fact, I've got some parsnips still in the ground. So I got parsnip and kale. So it's good in that respect, And I think it's about £2 or something on eBay. Another book that I like, which is genius, and it's really really good, is this one, Charles Dowding Gardening Myths. Now, I could quite easily tell you what the myths are, but I don't think that would be fair on Mr. Dowding. He's gone to a great effort to write this book, and me stealing all his glory on YouTube wouldn't be very nice. So all I can say is that there is so many things in here that we do as gardeners every year that we do not need to do. It's a waste of time. They've done scientific trials into the things we do, and they made no difference whatsoever. And the one I'll give you is, right, which I'm sure he won't mind, but it's washing pots. Completely pointless. It doesn't spread disease having dirty pots. You don't need to sterilise everything in jade fluid, right? It's a myth. It's a complete and utter myth. It's just one of those things where I think it was Sean Cameron said on one of his blogs years ago, when there was big grand estates, Victorians, Edwardians, and so on. Obviously, they employed a full-time gardener, and the gardener obviously had to justify his work to his boss that he was working 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I'm sure one of those things was like, oh yes, every Monday in January and February we have to wash all the pots, or we have to do, So he got the hot soapy water out and he cleaned all the pots, and then he could tick off 2 or 3 days over the winter on, and he justified his wage. Pointless. Don't need to. And there's been research into growing in clean pots and non-clean pots, and I've even been online and looked into it further, and there's no difference whatsoever. It's only OCD and your own. If you like a clean pot, then do it. To me, not really bothered in the slightest. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. Get that book. Honestly, it will save you hours. Anyway, I'm rambling on because I've got no footage to show you from down the plot, which is a bit of a pain. So hopefully, in the coming weeks, I manage to, I don't know, repair my phone. I can't see me repairing it, but hopefully I figure out a way of getting some decent footage down the allotment. And that reminds me, I have actually started up a Patreon page for myself. The link's below. Please subscribe. Basically, it's it'll show you a little bit more about me. I mean, my background is creative and arty, and I've got a few things that I'm, I wouldn't say selling, but if anyone wants to donate to the allotment, I've got drawings and postcards and things that I'd like to send out to people, and I've got a few projects which are all on Patreon. Check them out. I won't go into too much detail because some of you guys are here for gardening, and that's fair enough. That's cool. But if if you can fancy becoming a patron sponsor donor at the moment, that'll be amazing. Yeah, I'm going to have a hefty repair bill for the phone, and my videos aren't going to be the best quality using the old laptop and that silly little camera thing. So it always comes across to me as a bit like begging, which I'm not. I think it's being British. I'm not very used to. But yeah, so it would be greatly received if any of you fancy sponsoring me via that page. The link's below. So anyway, guys, all the best. Hopefully, we will speak soon, and we will have much better image quality. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, take care, and have a good February if I don't see you before. Bye for now.